Hey there guys, how's it going? My name is Sumit Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy. I'm a flow state specialist and I'm here to help you feel your best and perform your best. Today we're breaking down the Joker, okay? Heath Ledger, the Joker, but also just the Joker's character in general throughout the Batman series, okay? Now, I am in no way an expert on Batman or anything of this nature. I'm just simply looking at the character Joker from my flow state angle, from my flow state lens, to show you guys, what's really going on behind the scenes and how can we use this to actually make our lives better. One thing that I've understood from the Joker is that he is able to laugh through the pain. This is a quality that I've noticed in a lot of people, like, let's say, fighters like Tony Ferguson. He's bleeding, but he enjoys the pain. He enjoys the pain because it makes him feel the most alive. You see? That I'm alive, I'm sensing something, actually. I'm not a dead human being, you see? I think that opposite of stagnancy really helps in creating the wild card that is the Joker. It's interesting because the Joker to me represents no future and no past. He is completely in the moment. And he also won't let people really explore his past. Even when you take the Joker movie, is it the fact that that's actually his past storyline of how he became the Joker? Or is the story being told through his own subconscious mind and his mind is being reflected out into the movie lens, okay? We can't know that for sure. However, these are all just speculations at this point. However, if you're ever a fan of the comic books, you understand there's a comic called The Killing Joke, okay, Batman. And there he says, if I do have a past, I prefer it to be multiple choice. So aside from this, we don't know where it's coming from. Like, he might have scars from combat, because how else is he able to pick up all of these different weapons and know how to use them? He clearly has some, maybe he's a veteran or something like this, okay? And this kind of chaotic, evil type of nature that we see in the Joker. We notice in the Joker movie that his values and beliefs start to wither away over time, and he starts becoming hopeless and helpless until he reaches that point of transmutation, okay? However, there's stories in the comic where he's sort of pushed into this vat of acid or something else, then he comes out like this, his actual face morphs into that kind of face paint type of thing. That's also one theory that, that is his actual face from that point onwards. So it's not the fact that he's wearing makeup, actually. I'm starting to understand that I could probably play Joker with his hair for like Halloween or something, right? But yeah, this Joker venom that he uses, right? Gas that makes people laugh uncontrollably until it affects their internal organs, and then they can't breathe anymore and they suffocate and then die, okay? Now, isn't it interesting that Osho, that reminds me of like a neutral, chaotic character of Osho, where he took laughing gas at the end of his life, right? Where he was believed to have getting high off of laughing gas. So that Joker archetype can transcend itself, okay? Okay, we gotta understand how it goes about in society, okay? Because there's a lot of people who have the sense of the Joker's freedom, or that sense of liberation, that there are no rules. He's the one setting the rules. He's the one writing them, you see? And that one scene where he looks at Batman and he manipulates him and, he's manipulating everybody, he kind of seems like he has an anti-social personality disorder or something like this. He's very irritable, he's very impulsive, and he's just kind of acting in the moment. Because he holds this mystical and magical quality, that ta-da, or why so serious, or these different lines that he says, or even when he's like, you know how I got these scars, okay, or whatever he says. And you notice that every time he says that scar story, which is basically a trauma response, right? He's telling people how he got the scar, but you'll notice whoever he's talking to, the story seems to change according to who he's talking to. One person, it says, my father used to drink a lot. Another person, he said, I once had a wife, a beautiful wife that looked like you. It just keeps changing. And you start going, this man is an agent of chaos, a shapeshifter, right? He will morph himself according to fit into different social scenarios and in social environments. And we can see that example of how he's just kind of getting along on that talk show. Now, that talk show scene also reminded me how the character of Heath Ledger, trained this kind of method acting to do this, and then some say that affected him later on in his mental health. As far as I know, The character Tom Waits. If you ever look up Tom Waits, he's a singer. And you notice his mannerisms is very, very similar to the Joker.
Yeah, it's just fine, thank you.
I just want to check until you're settled in, that's all.
All right, let me get comfortable here.
Okay. How long? Nice shot.
Okay, how he's speaking out of one corner of his mouth. He barely opens his mouth, okay, when he's speaking. Okay, and that whole aesthetic seemed to come from Tom Waits to inspire Heath Ledger's character, right? Because you put makeup on Heath Ledger in that movie and you just can't tell it's Heath Ledger anymore. That's great acting, right? And then, of course, there's that scene where he dresses up like a nurse or whatever. I don't even know how I feel about that, but an interesting one, right? Because he depicts that kind of chaos too. And he says that this is his nature. His nature is just this, you know? And so he's just living unfiltered, and that's what creates his flow state. It's interesting because though he shows this kind of freedom, he is very strategic and very methodical, and that's where you got to be in flow state. You got to have a sense of control over the scenarios and situations that you're in. So of course he's using, this team of like lackeys with like face paint and clown makeup with guns to try to keep other people in check, let's say when he's robbing the bank or so forth. Scene where he's like dressed up as a nurse, he says, "I'm just a dog chasing cars, I don't even know what I'd do with it if I caught it." Not the best Joker impression, but you guys get what I mean, right? I just do, he just takes action. He sees a shiny object, he goes, you see? And that kind of flow state that puts you in the moment, it puts you right at the center, it makes you the main character, right? Like, you think Batman's the main character in that movie, but then the Joker steps into the picture, right? Into the picture frame. So in a sense, he wants to remind people that we're all living in this fake society. He's kind of reminding everybody that this is all a hologram. And he's free to roam within this hologram as this kind of glitch in the Matrix. Joker's theory is that if we take away people's idea of like social cohesiveness, they're all going to become monsters just like he's a monster. If you have this level of freedom in your mind, so I think it's really a balance of liberty and strategy. The chaos of rebellion with the strategy of like a war general. But he doesn't look like an archetypical war general, you see? And that's how he's able to maneuver and plan and do all of these zany things, to poke at Batman. Because Batman stands for order, he stands for chaos. Chaos and order feed off of each other. One needs the other to thrive. That's why he says, "I hate you. What would I do without you?" Right? I think he's a fascinating character. Just, like this video, comment down below if you really resonate with this whole idea. By the way, guys, this knife is so badass. It's a ritual dagger that I found in Bali. So guys, we are going to actually have a Costa Rica retreat in August, hopefully. But again, we just want to put this out there, right? Because a lot of people, they have reached out that they are interested, but no one has officially signed up yet. So I just want to give you guys that reminder that if you ever want to work with me one-on-one, and if you really you're like done, you're like burnt out, you're like, I need a break, I need a vacation, but I also need a way to reinvent my character. I want to be the priest beast. I want to, I want to release all of these past, things holding me back. Costa Rica is the great place to do that. It's a great place for a flow state reset. If Mama Aya comes up, we will do it. That's not like the main reason why we're going there, okay? The main reason is because they hit the parts of the map in our path working. Basically, there's earth chakras, okay, that run through. Some people also relate it to ley lines and so forth. But yeah, we want to hit all those points, just to go different areas of the map. Now, of course, if you are interested in this, definitely shoot me a message ASAP, okay? Because, again, it's going to be a tight-knit group of people irregardless, but we are interested and we do want to see you there, okay? We do want to see you win. And back to the topic at hand. So the Joker archetype, right, you understand it's why so serious. He's a joke. His flow state comes from the fact that he's not going to take life so seriously. All the characters are worried about what they're doing and what they're thinking and how they're saying it and what they mean and how they say and what they must appear like in front of society. The Joker has dropped all of that, and that gives him a sense of almost non-attachment, right? Because if he's not afraid of people calling him a clown, right? Clown is an insult, right? Joker or a clown, this guy's a joker, man. This guy's a clown, right? But imagine somebody calling him a clown or calling him a joke. Like, this guy's a clown, man. Oh, no, 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 no. That's not going to work on him because you're just calling him what he is, you see? Basically, we understand that a lot of this might just be a projection of his mind. He seems to be really representing that anarchy symbol of like him burning the money in the movie and so forth, right? It's like the basically against all capitalist, even communist, like any type of regime, right? Any type of control, any type of rules, he's against that. So the nuance comes in where he tries to maintain this level of balance, right? With that, like I said, with his liberty and his kind of strategy and his pre-planning. Obviously, where he takes that guy's head and slams a shocking scene, right? But it also reminds the characters and all the villains not to mess with him, because that's just how crazy he is. He'll go to the point of murder to prove a joke or make a point, right? Or to assist his pun. So that means he also doesn't have that same kind of empathy for human life, because he has been stomped on his entire life, right? He was actually a comedian, a failed comedian. So what if he'd actually manifested his dreams to be the ultimate comedian? You know, I think about this all the time. Like, you know, what if Hitler just, you know, was a part of that art school? You know, what if just art found him and nobody critiqued his art and maybe he became one of the greatest artists ever known, right? Like I think about these things, man, you know what I mean? Because a lot of the times trauma shapes people like that, and to use Joker's at least essence or power for the good, you'll be like a freaking unstoppable being, guys. You'll be like the Tony Ferguson in the real life. You get what I mean? Like weaving, dodging, punching, but also like, you know, going into the punches, like laughing at it. Like every time you get hit, you go, bring it on, even more, right? Give me more pain. I'm not afraid of pain. I enjoy it because it makes me feel alive and it taps me into the moment. It taps me into my zone, okay? So that's kind of a little brief overview and what I think of the movie. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a like, thumbs up, subscribe if you resonate, and hit that notification bell if you want to know when I'm dropping the next video every day. Let's go. May the flow be with you and stay legendary. May you never be the same again. Us. Speak soon.